Hi everyone, Abdurrahman here again. I talked about discounted cash flow method in the previous, I introduced it in the previous video. So one of the methods under the discounted cash flow method is the discounted payback period. One of the methods under the discounted cash flow method is discounted payback period. So the discounted payback period is the time needed to pay the original investment cost in terms of discounted future cash flow. What do I mean by this? It also follows the rules, it also follows the same procedure under the payback period and using the traditional approach. But the difference between the discounted payback period and the payback period then is here it takes effect into what to discounting of the cash flow. It discounts what the cash flow given in the question before it can arrive at what to the payback period. So some of the characteristics of this discounted payback period also is that it does not take effect any cash flow after the payback period. It does not take effect of any cash flow after the payback period. Secondly, it can be used to distinguish between different investments after discounting after discounting the cash flow that accrues from them. So by that, we're able to do to determine which investment you should invest on. So in a simple term, in this discounted cash flow method take into effect the timing of cash flow. So after you have discounted all your cash flow, you now tends to know the payback period in which the investment. So from there you can distinguish between investment, which one has the shortest payback period compared to the other. So from there, the one that has the shortest payback period in relationship to the others, so that will be the investment you're going to do, what you're going to embark upon. And besides, you should not forget that the payback period should not be more than the useful life of the asset. That is the underlying decision rule. The payback period must not be more than the useful life of the asset. That is, for example, if an asset has 4 years useful life, the payback period you have to get in order for you to accept that investment. It means it must be less than the 4 years useful life for that investment to do before that investment can qualify. So this is discounted cash flow method. So now let's look at a particular question on it in order for us to do, or let's practicalize the question to know what we're talking about under discounted cash flow method. Okay, so let me rub from here. So example. Say, given that let me rub it off. So we are still under discounted cash flow. So discounted payback period. Discounted payback period. So example. So given that an investment an investment with an outlay of ₦250,000 recorded the following streams of inflow. So you have a year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So cash flow. For year 1 we have 60,750. For year 2, 84,500. Year 3, 105, 210, 79,800. Okay, for 100. Okay, for year 4, you have to be 100, 210, 105, 200. Okay, 105, 200. So 110, 210, 79, 800. You have 88, 750. So what is the discounted payback period if okay, so here is the question. Given that an investment with an outlay of ₦250,000 recorded the following stream of inflows. Here, you have inflows for year 1, 60,750, for year 2, 84,500, for year 3, 105, 200, for year 4, 100, 210, for year 5, 79, 800, for year 6, 88, 750. So what is the discounted payback period? Discounted payback period if the company's cost of capital is 10%. Now, that's the requirement of the question. You should compute the discounted payback period. In doing that, we have to set our table. Let's set our table. So year 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So CF, that is cash flow. You have the cash flow. The cash flow given to us for year 0 is what? 250,000. It will be in parentheses because it is an outflow. It's money going out. So for year 1 we have inflows, so 60,750. For year 2, 84,500. For year 3, 105, 200. For year 4, 100, 210. For year 5, 79, 800. For year 6, 88, 750. So, having done that, so we now introduce your discount factor. Then the discount factor given to us is 10%. So 10%. 10%. So we now discount it using discount factor, using the native formula. So you use your discount factor to know what to discount it here. So in which you have given us the formula earlier, where we say the formula is 1 plus r raised to power minus n. So 1 is constant, your R is the what is the rate given to you, which is what 10%, and N raised to the power minus N is your what? Is your number of years, the years here. Okay, so for year 0, n raised to the power 0 is equal to what? 1. N raised to the power 0 is equal to 1. So 10%, using this formula, 10% in year 1 will give us what? 0.909. For year 2, 0.826. For year 3, 0.751. For year 4, 0.683. For year 5, 0.621. For year 6, 0.564. So if you use this, I'm able to do auto filling because I already know the values. So if you use this formula for each of these years, so for year 1, you have the what? This to the power minus n, that's 1.1, this to the power minus n. So you are going to have this figure. You're going to have this value here, so on and on like that. Okay. I will still do a video on how to use a calculator to do or to compute this, just the present is equal to. Okay, so outside that, so you have your present value. So you have your present value here, PV, present value. So your present value, this one, and your PV will now be what? This, let's term this as A, let's term this as B, let's term this as C, which is equal to A times B. So C is A times B. This is our A, this is our B. So C is equal to A times B. So this times this, so you have 250,000. You have 250,000. So this is 60,750 multiplied by this. Okay, let me get my calculator. So when you multiply it, 60,750 multiplied by 0.909, we have 55. Okay, it should still be in bracket. Here we have 55,221.75. Okay, so let's multiply this by this. So 84,500 multiplied by 0.826. That's 69,797. So 105,200 multiplied by 0.751. We have 79,005.2. So 100, 210, 100, 210 multiplied by 0.683. We have it to be 68,443.43. So 79,800 multiplied by 0.621. We have 49,555.8. So 88,750 multiplied by 0.564. We have 50,055. Okay, so you now do your what to cumulative CPV, cumulative present value, cumulative cash flow, or cumulative present value, as the case may be. Okay, so we have this 250. Still have it here. So in the first year, you have realized this. So how much will now remain for you to realize from your outflow, from your investment? So you have it to be 250,000 minus 55, 221.75. So you have 194,778.25. It means at the end of year one, this is what we are still left to realize from our investments. After you have discounted it, this is what we are still left. So in year one, we realize this, so we have to subtract it from our initial investments in order to know how much we still have to do or to realize from that investment. So in year two, this is what we have. So this one, this minus this, what we have? Minus 69,797. We have 124,981.25. It means at the end of year two, we still have this money stocked out to realize. So minus 79,005.2. So 45, here we have 45,976.05. That is at the end of what of year three, this is what we still have to do, we still have left to recoup. But if you now look at it very well, you now see that the value we are having at the end of year three is what is not up to the value that we have in year four, that we realize in year four. And that therefore, it means that we must not necessarily wait till the end of year four before we are going to recoup our money, before we are going to recoup our investments. Saying that within year four, we would have be able to do what, to recoup this remaining part of our investments. So it means what, we are going to use 3 years, 1, 2, 3 years plus some months in year four, for us to do what, to recoup our money, our investment. That is, this is what we realized for the whole of after it has been discounted, for the whole of 2005, of year four, or the fourth year, this is what we have realized. So if you now break this down into months, it means what? We don't need to wait till the end of the year before we can realize our money, our investment from this. So at this point, therefore, what you just need to do is just to say, so it will now be, so this is the last point. So it will now be what? So the solution now is now what, to 3 years. So it's because of the space constraint, that's why I'm trying to do it in this form. Are we together? So because of the space and the space constraint, so let me just have it here like this. So it will now be what? 3 years. So this 3 plus 3 years plus, so it now be what? 45,976.05 all over, what do you have there? 68,443.43. So now we got 3 years, 3 points. So let's divide it, let's see what we are going to have. So 45 divided by 68,443.43. We have 0.67. So we want to hide it. Okay, let's say 3 plus 0.67, which is equal to 3.67 what? Years. It means we are going to recoup our money, our investment, in what? In year 3.67 years. That is, 3 years, and some months. So this is what discounted payback period. So which I've said earlier that the difference between the discounted payback period and the payback period is that this discounted period take into effect discounting, the timing effect of money. The timing effect of the time factor of money takes it into effect before it now tends to do compute the payback period. So by this is what we mean by payback period, discounted payback period. So in our subsequent videos, I will be looking at the other discounted payback period method, where we have the internal rate of return, we have the net present value, we have the profitability index, or the benefit cost ratio. So at this junction, I'm going to call it a class today. So please, if you have any comment, if you have any question, please kindly put it on the comment section. I'll be very glad to receive your comment, and I'm going to respond to them. So tell me how you think I can improve on this, and what you think I can do to improve on it. I'll be very glad to receive your comment. So thank you, and God bless.